All right, we are here for the first qualifier of the Warpstone Cup. This is an early access tournament, so we're going to be seeing two sets of competitors, each doing a best of three. Mukip and King of the Dead versus we'll be playing against each other, and then our second heat will be both Felkon and Gojira Gaming. Falcon just finished Turin's tournament, and he's coming into this one, so it's going to be a pretty hot and heavy ordeal today. Again, this is, like I said, pre-release, so the competitors today will be using the new Hunter and the Beast DLC. You can see behind, that's the new like splash animation screen for the Hunter and the Beast DLC. But King of the Dead will be playing the Lizardmen, and then we've got Muckip playing the Empire. Both champions of the people, wanting to show off the cool new goods for you guys. Make sure everything looks good here. Can we have a 4v4 free-for-all tournament? That'd be pretty cool, Dugan. I'm just letting them know that the stream has started. We are good to go, and it should be fun. Guys, so much stuff dropped today. We had... Let me know if like anything looks funky. Between those patch notes coming out and me getting them up as fast as possible, I didn't get this set up as fast as I wanted it to be set up, so the lighting might be a little off. I might have like a lot more. Oh, that adds way too much shadow. We don't want that. Hot hands just picked something up over there. Only the bald head looks funky. Thanks, King of the Dead. Shouldn't you be getting your fucking army ready? What is that? What is that symbol, Serious Goose? On my screen it... Oh, it's a lizard! Oh, it's so cute! Look at the little guy. But to kind of go over the format of how the Warpstone Cup is going to be done, we're going to have 4 qualifying matches here. And that is ultimately going to reflect 4 Warpstone tokens. Very much similar to Turin's Eternal Challenger League that he runs. This is kind of done with his guidance. He said like, hey, these are the things that I did that really worked for me, and I've kind of copied that same format. So if you're familiar with that, it's just going to be very similar to it indeed. These Warpstone tokens, each winner of each one of these qualifiers will earn a Warpstone token, and then at the end, our 5th qualifier, which is actually going to be the Grand Finals, Turin will be joining me here in my lovely home apartment, whatever the hell this thing is, and we will be going over, or we will be casting this together much in the same way we do Everchosen. So he'll be joining me for those Grand Finals. And then the Grand Finals will be included, or the Grand Finalists will be everyone who's won each one of the qualifiers. I'm at the, oh man, I'm sorry. I realized I wasn't actually looking at the game when I said that. Yeah, that was the Hunter and the Warlock. I'm sorry, the Prophet and the Warlock, because when I actually started this idea, the idea behind doing this tournament, it was going to be done about 2-3 weeks ago, and Creative Assembly said, hey, can you wait a little bit longer? So I said, okay, sure. Dugan asks, what are my thoughts on Age of Sigmar? Honestly, I don't really have many negative thoughts. The lore of it has really picked up. It's gotten a lot better. I like the presentation of the models. And what I like the most about Age of Sigmar is it's like Warhammer 40k beta. Anything that comes to 40k gets tested there first. Also, real quick, a shout out to Matt Smith. He said, are we going to go rock and roll? And you know we will, Matt Smith. Thank you very much for the $10 donation, brother. Very much appreciate it, sir. He sent that right about when we got started, so take a look here. The players are just loading into the match right now. We're about to get our first match of the day underway. All right, so here is your first little preview of, well, if you saw Turin's tournament, then this is the second preview. But if you're not, this is the first preview of your Lizardmen and your Empire. Thank you very much for the subscription, whoever just subscribed. I'm not going to be having my face during the actual battle here, guys. I want to showcase the units and not me. My baldness is only I'm only so bald here. I'm only going to be as bald as I was before and after the fight. So King of the Dead is lining up here. He's going to be playing the Lizardmen. You can see he's already brought the big bad boy Gore Johnson himself, as they have wanted on Reddit to be his nickname. So taking a look at his army, we'll zoom in on all the fancy parts. He has 3 units of Saurus warriors in the front. He's got a nice secondary line of skin cohorts with javelin. And then on the left and right flanks, he's got Cold One riders acting as kind of his little shock cav here. They're, of course, going to be your AP units. But this is what we're all here for. We want to see the big new stuff. The sacred Kroxigor. Now, these bad boys are so beefy. They have sock'em boppers for arms that are charged with some sort of warp and or Slann energy. And these guys do a ton of AP damage. Check this out. 84 AP damage on these bad boys. They're just going to be knocking things around with those clubs of doom on their hands. In addition to that, they do have the new kind of Primal Instincts changes here. You're going to see a 16% charge bonus and melee attack when they rampage. So they won't just now be attacking people left and right. They'll just be high on their bath salts and actually get a bonus to their charge bonus and their melee attack. And they also do magic damage. In addition, you know, we're going to get the big boy himself. We're getting the mighty Gore. Now, this guy is awesome. It says that he's a defensive specialist, but he really has a lot of offensive skills going for him. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. People have kind of complained about his size, but in all honesty, you can see he's clearly bigger than a Saurus back there, and he should be about on par with the size of a little bit bigger than or about the size of a Saurus Old Blood, but he's hunched over, so who am I to say what his actual height is? But he has so many things going for him. For one, he gets a nice 15% physical resistance right out the gate, so that's huge. He gets some nice missile resistance, and he has a silver shield. So that's going to stack up pretty hot and heavy there, giving him a total of 70% missile resistance. He has an innate expert charge defense, and he also immune to psychology, as to be expected. But check this out. If he drops below 50% health, he gets 4 leadership and 8 melee attack. So he gets more deadly the more that he gets beat up. In addition to that, you hear my voice with a 2-second delay? You probably have 2 windows open, yeah. In addition to that, he gets a Rakavita, increasing his physical resistance by 44% and giving him 9% vigor. I'm not even done. He still has the Shield of Aeons or Eons, which gives, in an aura around him, in a 40-meter aura around him, 60 armor and expert charge defense. In addition, he also gets his Mace of Ulamok, giving him 40% AP and weapon damage and 44 melee attack. This guy is in it to win it. We also have a Skink Priest of Heavens. Now, as to be expected here, we have Wind Blast and Curse the Midnight Wind. That's going to greatly reduce the armor of any of the heavy armored opponents we see from the Empire. Now, as far as Muckip's army, you can see he's already using the Black Lions. The Warwagon Hellblaster are going just crazy ham down range, already shooting into the Skink Priest of Heavens, as well as some of the heavier, more scary units, such as those Saurus Warriors with shields. But the rest of Muckip's army here, you can see he's got a backline Hammer of the Witches, nice front line of Halberdiers to deal with a lot of the anti-large and AP he'll need to bring to the table, a backline of Spearmen here, as well as a center line of Archers, and then the White Wolves, which are the Huntsmen. You can see right here that the Coldwind Riders have been locked down by a Hunter's Snare. This is the new ability from Marcus Wolfheart. This locks things down in an, oh, look at this good charge. Oh, right into these flagellants here. They're not going to like that too much as they just get a good cycle charge in here. Not Fear of the Dead. King of the Dead is pulling out of that fight quite quickly. That Empire Captain looking to chase them with his sword. You kids get off my goddamn lawn! King cohorts with javelins launching into the archers here. Archers are quite cheap units. They're 350 points, and they get a lot of just really good cheap shots down range at a really good 120 range. It's not as far as your crossbowmen, but it's pretty good nonetheless. Now the Huntsmen, they do have anti-large, and the nice thing about them is they're pretty good in combat, so they can really do some threats to things that would look to shut them down, or at least hold the line in the meantime. I can finally take a breath here. Whew. Flagellants getting chased here by these Kroxigors. Oh, boom! Just gorilla pounded right into these Flagellants, getting knocked all over the place. Saurus Warrior is looking to come in on that as well, and you can see that King of the Dead is looking to tie the noose. He's pushing into the back line as well with his Coldwind Riders to pull these spears out of position, opening up a little pocket right here for another unit of Coldwind Riders to push right into that pocket of archers. The entire time, the Black Lions are just shooting non-stop. You can see that the archers, the Huntsmen in specific, are focused heavily into the Sacred Kroxigors. Spirit Leech on them, looking to just bring them down as fast as possible. Gorok jumping just ham into these Halberdiers. He doesn't care. He's not even wearing pants. What the hell does he care? Gorok Johnson just going hell, like all over the place, throwing his mace up and down the street. surveying the battlefield a little bit here. And you can see that this unit of archers has been completely crumpled by this Cold One Spear Rider unit. These units are over here are both buckling into these spearmen, but King of the Dead just lances his way through, going right for the Hammer of Witches here, but then diverts back over into the White Wolves in a two-pronged multi-charge here, quite like this move. Both of its units has been split up, so some of those Cold One Riders are stuck on the Hammer of Witches, and the others have moved over here to the Huntsman. Quite that next-level play. The Hunts Marshal has locked down the fleeing unit of Sacred Crocsgores with the Hunter Snare yet again. The entire time, Gore is just going back and forth throughout the entire battlefield. He has shut down the Amethyst Wizard, and it is fully shattered here. It is getting pretty crazy. You can see that King of the Dead has got a lot of really good charges going on. At the same time, Muckip is keeping the line as best he can. It still has a very good line to it. It hasn't completely buckled. His backline is very well compromised, though, by those Cold One Spear Riders that were getting charged by the Spearmen in their rear, which is not in any way a pun about butt stuff. And it's doing quite well. He has pushed back all of those Cold One Spear Riders, and he's starting to stabilize here. You can see the balance of power is shifting in favor of Muckip, and he is starting to get a little bit of an upper hand here as his Spearmen push more towards the front to help relieve his beleaguered bros. Now, the Skin cohorts are holding out against these Flagellants, but they're going to start to get beat up pretty well because they're helped out by these Halberdiers. And the Sacred Crocsgores are starting to flee out of this fight. And things are starting to look pretty dicey for King of the Dead right now. Have to remember to breathe. Another charge coming in here from those Cold One Spear Riders, trying to get all into Marcus Wolfheart. His health is low. He has the mighty Gorok on him. Gorok Johnson is looking to just bring that jungle to Pound Town. 507 health. He is wavering. He is not looking too healthy, and that is bringing the balance of power bar shifting back for King of the Dead, bring it back to dead even here. I mean, you can just see how much burst damage Gorok can really dish out. At the same time, he can hold a line very well if he's about to get charged from a lot of not artillery, charged from a lot of cav, with his ability to give expert charge defense to the entire line. I really like that. Woo! The Gorok just going to town on that captain. Shield of Aeons has been popped, giving that armor to everyone around him and that expert charge defense. The Empire trying to just clean up the rest of those Sacred Crocsgores over there and just get a better footing and stabilize a little bit more. Marcus Wolfheart was coming. Yeah, he is back now. He is still wavering a little bit as his leadership is just getting tanked more and more so. But he does have shots onto Gorok here, but he has popped the Rock of Itza, giving him a nice amount of missile resistance from Shield of Chakwa. Which is the ability of the Legion of Chakwa. I'm sorry, Rock of Itza was popped earlier. And he does have the Mace of Ulamak, so he's looking to just clean up over here. Look at this. Just this last samurai moment of all this archery being poured into the Lizardmen here from Muckip. And the balance of power bar is shifting yet again heavily in Muckip's favor. I mean, he's got so many units left at this point that it's just going to be a matter of cleaning up. But there was a moment where King of the Dead had a point to really come back into this if he could have shut down both Marcus and the Empire Captain. The Hunter Snare has locked down the mighty Gorok here, and he looks to be getting surrounded by some Halberdiers play and some additional range fire coming in here. Whew! What a wild first game. Gorok is not giving up, though. He wants that kill. He wants Marcus Wolfheart more than anything. 300 of you guys tuning in here for the first qualifier of the Warpstone Cup. Remember, we're going to be having 3 more of these. The next one is coming out on Tuesday, followed by the following weekend on the 14th and the 15th. Marcus is just limping away. You can't catch my Ponce hat! And Gorok L. Johnson over there, looking to just bring the Jungle Book to town. He's telling Jack Black, I don't care if you want to do a 3rd Jungle Book. I'm going to slap you around. Hey, what's up from Turin Stream? Turin Stream ran long? I thought it finished. Oh, fuck, I feel like shit. I tried to delay the start because I thought Turin Stream ended. So, I apologize about that if you were split between deciding which one to watch. Hopefully you just brought up both windows. But we're just kind of watching these guys finish up this match here, which I'm fine and dandy with watching here. We're just kind of seeing the army losses kick in, and Unbreakable and Immune Psychology means Gore is just going to be in it to win it right now. Someone just mentioned we got to watch Fire Synergy from Crazy Town. Yeah, that's a really big thing with the Empire's new Huntsman General. They get a lot of abilities that synergize with fire attacks. So you can have them synergize with Knights of the Blazing Sun, Bright Wizards, the ability that the Huntsman General can give flame attacks to everyone in a radius around him, the Banner of Burning Flame. There are so many things you can really stack on top of that. Turin just showed us how to waste 3,800 gold, no biggie. Sounds like someone bought the Shredder of Lustria. Alright guys, so that goes ahead, that ends our first game here. Muckip pulling ahead against King of the Dead. This is a best of 3 here, so we have got 1 to 2 more matches. We just finished on the Iron Sand Desert, and it looks like we're going to be having our next match here at Schwarzhelm. Let me go ahead and change that map, and I'll get the scoreboard updated just a second here. I'm actually going to do this. That's why you can't see the magic. Did you get to see my beautiful head? All right, Schwarzhofen, not Schwarzhelm. Scoreboard, Muckip is 1. Alright, so King of the Dead is going to be playing his favorite faction, the Tomb Kings. In addition to that, Muckip is going to be on the Dwarfs. Now, if you got a chance to see the most recent patch notes, we are maybe going to be able to see some of the new additions in this fight right now. Let me just take a look real quick. They're just telling me some quick stuff. So you have access to Gotrek and Felix with early access. Yavi, I do not. Javi, I mean. So with those patch notes, there are some things. For one, almost all of the Lord characters for almost every single race got a reduction in cost, with a few of them getting an increase in cost depending on their mount. Especially though, for the Dwarfs, they have an increase to their ignore chance and interrupt chance. I'm sorry, ignore interrupt chance and ignore knockdown chance. So I'm not 100% sure what that means. It might mean that these guys aren't going to be knocked down or around as easily, so that's a great thing to hear about. But another thing that we're probably going to be seeing with the Tomb Kings is the way the new summoning is dealt with. So in the last patch, we saw that there are 3 stages to summoning. So when you summon something, they'll lose health a little bit initially, then a lot, then they'll die. Now we see that as an actual color representative scale. So I think it's blue, orange, and then red, and you'll be able to tell which part of that they're at. So if they're blue, they're in their first unbinding, orange in the second, red in the third, and they're about to die. So you as the opponent and you as the caster can now see where your summoned unit kind of sits on that scale of when they're going to unbind, rather than having to like guess in your head, okay, was it 83 seconds since I summoned these skeleton warriors? So get a better idea of where they're at in the spectrum. But again, this is going to be Tomb Kings for King of the Dead and Muckip playing the Dwarfs. This should be a lot of fun. This should be a very interesting one. We should see some fun stuff, maybe like some flamethrowers coming in. But really the name of the game for the Tomb Kings is bringing a lot of AP to the table. This is a build where you do want a lot of Tomb Guard. Ooh, let's start that battle. To bring AP, especially the ones with halberds. Bringing any kind of, what are those guys called? Ushabti are really great. If you are a fan of Egyptian history, I went into like the King Tut exhibit in LA, and I found that the word Ushabti comes from the Egyptian word Ushab, which I guess means like slave or worker or something like that. But when I was like at the exhibit, I was like, ah, Ushab. They must mean the Ushabti. All right, here we go. We are taking a look at the battle as they all warp in here right now. Drop the bracket? What do you mean drop the bracket? I'm taking a look at chat. I have been neglecting a little bit. Kai gets knocked down often, so I doubt it's about mass, but the mechanic itself. So Kelgar, something I tested was Gore Rock's ability to absorb a charge. In lore, he took a charge in the chest from a Bretonnian knight and just was like, oh, snap, throw this. This is a twig. I had Kolek Sun Eater charge at him, and I had an entire unit of Grail Knights charge at him. He didn't budge. So, Gorok is pretty beefy. Hello there. What's up, Crazy C4? Yeah, exactly, dude. Egyptians were definitely Tomb King spammers. You know, Chris Bureau just said, wish they would implement duels just as a side thing, would be interesting to see in Warhammer. I think we'll get that added in Total War Warhammer 3 since they added that system to 3 Kingdoms. Let's take a look at the Tomb Kings here. For King of the Dead, he's got a front line of skeleton warriors, supported pretty heavily by 3 units of Ushabti. As we mentioned earlier, Ushabti bring a lot of anti-infantry and AP to the table. They're going to be great in this instance here. They do cause fear, but this isn't a low leadership army. In addition, we have 3 units of Tomb Guard as well. Now, the nice thing about bringing both Tomb Guard and Skeleton Warriors is the Skeleton Warriors will get chopped to pieces, but it will help you move through your Realm of Souls quite quickly so you can get your Ushabti summons. In addition, we're going to be seeing 2 units of Skeleton Chariots. This is a specialty of King of the Dead. He loves microing Skeleton Chariots, and he's quite good at it. So you're going to see a lot of this action. We're also going to see Arkin the Black on his chariot as well, bringing Spirit Leech and, ooh, Purple Son of Xerius. He does have the Tomb of Arkin, or the Tomb Blade of Arkin, so we should maybe see how that new... thank you for subscribing. We should maybe see how that new summon mechanic works. We're going to see 2 units of Nehekaran Horsemen. These are not the Skeleton Horsemen, these are Nehekaran Horsemen, so a little bit better in combat, melee combat, better stats. Now, as far as Muckip's Dwarf Throng here, we got a lot going on. 1, 2, 3, 2 units of Dwarf Warriors on the right flanks. Probably 2 on the left. Oh, no. Got Dwarf Warriors here and there, so that on the far left flank. And the rest are Longbeards in the dead center here. Now, of course, the difference between Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors, you can see they've got better armor, better combat stats. The biggest thing, of course, is they're immune to psychology, and they have Encourage. So they'll be giving a nice little leadership buff, thus negating all the real leadership issues you would face against Tomb Kings. Now, in the back, we're going to see Quarrelers, followed by 3 total units of Bolt Throwers. Bolt Throwers are really good in this case because they're strong anti-large AP units. They can focus down any of the constructs that you would deal with quite quickly. In addition to that, not as pertinent in this situation, they're very good at sniping out other artillery. Supported by 2 units of Giant Slayers. So Muckip is expecting a lot of construct or large play. He will do these Giant Slayers will do fine against chariots, but I think that the ultimate goal of Muckip's build here was to really bring the heat to any kind of high amount of constructs. And it will do a lot of damage to Ushabti, but I think he was expecting more stuff like War Sphinxes and Necro Sphinx. What's up, Corey D? How you doing, brother? Alright, and our fight is underway. We're going to be seeing these carrion just flying over the entire battlefield, just dropping off little pieces of their own flesh and poop everywhere. Oh, hello, Ninja. If you guys hear a cat, Ninja is at my feet right now. I'll have to move him a little bit later. I apologize about that if you don't like the sound of cats. But also, did miss this. 2 units of Skeleton Horsemen are coming in through the rear towards Muckip's army. You're going to see him look to adapt to this. He's made his Quarrelers into a tighter bracket so they can pivot a little bit easier. Don't step on my feet, Ninja. Damn, man, that hurts. Your claws hurt, bro. Armando, what's up, my brother? We're seeing these Ushabti move down range, and they're already starting to get picked apart by the Bolt Throwers. We can see now that the Skeleton Horsemen are looking to they're harrying the line. They're trying to find an opening. King of the Dead is kind of moving in and out, kind of lancing the formation. Muckip does have a Gyro Bomber, which is going to be good to get a lot of ranged play here. You can see that some of the Skeleton Chariots are already starting to lose some of their number as the Bolt Throwers are moving onto them with the Quarrelers. Our positioning things had to move Ninja a little bit. I know, Ninja, you want to be a part of the tournament too. Carrion's already getting plucked apart by the Quarrelers, but uh-oh. There it is. The Chariots just getting into that fight, bulldozing through those Quarrelers. You can see the Dwarf Warriors are looking to try and shore that gap up. Arkin's Tomb Blade has been used, getting a nice summon in as well. You can see these guys coming in pretty hot and heavy, man. Look at this. Oh, man, and they're already getting just completely pummeled by everything. Another charge in from the Skeleton Horseman. Muckip's entire backline has been thoroughly compromised. He's getting those Giant Slayers in there to try and help mitigate this as much as possible. His front line is about to meet some serious resistance, though, from the rest of the Tomb King army. He can't spend too much effort in looking to get behind his army. You can see the Hekaran Horsemen now have a really huge opening to just push through right into the rear of everything. Now he's going to be sandwiched from the rest of the army, looking to meet this charge head on. Longbeard's meeting Tomb Guard here, jumping right in. You got bones shattering, you got beards flying, you got all sorts of curses of Dawi going off here. Look at this line. Look at that force. The Gyro Bomber doing its bomb and run over here onto all these Tomb Guard. A nice call by Muckip there, just dropping bows all the way down, and he has decimated those Tomb Guard line. Two of them are completely buckled almost entirely in that bombing run. The Carrion is now on them. The Carrion are not going to be able to do a ton of damage here, but it's as good a tactic to try and just put any kind of mitigation in. Arkan is also in bad shape. That Alpha Strike has really cost him. Those Giant Slayers, that anti-large, that AP, they can really dice up those chariots pretty quickly. And they're a little bit faster on their feet. They got some juke and moves they can pull off there. Ushabti, though, going pretty heavy here, going for trying to get that Rune Lord down as fast as possible, just jumping into the line, the Hekaran horses as well as chariots, looking to hit directly into these Quarrelers. Arkan the Black as well into them, as trying to just do any kind of damage he can right now. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin is slowing him down, and he is just getting plucked apart. Oh, man! The Gyro Bomber is on them, the Quarrelers are on them, the Giants are trying to jump on him. You can see that Muckip has kind of run them a little bit further ahead to try and backpedal onto them. Liber Mortis has been used to 44% to physical resistance to mitigate a lot of what's going on. But I think that Arkan the Black is about to fall here. And the... oh no! Down goes Arkan the Black! The Realm of Souls is activated at full length right now. I think we... oh, Ushabti someone over on the left side of the field. This is that orange little cloud we were talking about earlier. You can see which binding they're at, and this is not going to go well for the Tomb Kings. Losing your Lord in tabletop and in this game is very, very huge for any undead army. It really, really cripples you. But the Ushabti are coming in here, looking to dice up more of the dwarfs, and really the front line of the dwarfs is in great shape. The two units of Longbeards that met those Tomb Guard are still very strong. The Tomb Guard were able to get melted very heavily by this whole entire Gyro Bomber. It was able to go to great use. I rarely get to see a Gyro Bomber's bombs doing that well. Whew! Look at this badass just going to town. Just throwing his magic hammer all around. Ushabti cavorting all over the place. Just shucking and jiving. Tossing things around. Man, that was a pretty awesome bombing run. I wish this was Twitch so I could just clip that. Uh-oh, do we got another bombing run coming in? I figured he dropped all those bombs, but I could have been wrong. The balance of power bar is shifting again in Muckip's favor here. It looks like he's about to pull ahead 2-0 against King of the Dead, unless King of the Dead can pull out some fancy wizardry here. Whew, man, that bomb run got me good. This was a pretty wild fight. There are so many dwarfs left on the battlefield, though. Too many stunties. These 3-foot-tall stools are really going to work here. That cat, it's probably somewhere I don't want it to be. Sorry, guys, the cat totally caught me off guard. I don't know if you have cats. My roommate's got 2 cats, and it walks on my toes, and they got like bendy little feet, and it hurts. And we're seeing the rest of the Tomb King's army crumble to dust here. The rest of Ushabti being cleaned up, and the army losses and crumbling are kicking in. And we have a winner. Muckip is moving to the finals here. We're going to be seeing him push ahead in front of King of the Dead in a 2-0. I wouldn't even say upset, but I was expecting this to go a 1-1, then followed by a little bit of a 2 there. But that is pretty wild. Taking a look at this post-battle report here, you can see, let's take a look at that Gyro Bomber. It says only 19 kills, so I guess it doesn't record their kills on them. I did not know that, but man, that Gyro Bomber got some great kills on those Tomb Guard. 2 and 5 kills on these guys because they just couldn't come online at all. But At the same time, you know, you had a lot of play from those skeleton chariots and the Hekaran horsemen, Arkham the Black getting there as well. But as a whole, I mean, those giant slayers were able to chop stuff up the entire time. What an amazing fight. All right, so let me get this. Oh, sorry. Oh, excuse me. Let me go ahead and get this. This. Great. Let me go ahead and set up our next fight here real quick. I'm going to be getting our scoreboard updated. I mean, that is 2. I don't really need to update that at this point. I'll put that back down. 0. And let me fix this bracket here as well. We will get... Where is he? Hey, thanks for subscribing. Give me just a second here, guys. Moving this right location. Go. And that updates that. We have Muckip moving to the finals. Our next 2 competitors are Falcon and Gojira Gaming. We're just going to have them jump into the fight here. Let me get I'm going to kick out King of the Dead and kick out Muckip. Rose. Right, give me 1 second here, guys. Just getting the next guys in. I'm taking a look at the Discord I made for this, and Yala and I said, if I don't see a goddamn shredder of Lustria, I'm calling your mom, Felkon. It is best of 3. Followed by the finals will be a best of 5. Give me just 1 second, guys, making sure everything gets set up here. We're going to be jumping back to the Iron Sand Deserts. It's going to be our very first play of the game here. So, the map seeds today for the best of 3 are Iron Sand Deserts, Schwarzhofen, and Troll Country. And then the map seeds for the best of 5 we will go into once we reach the finals. Make sure everything is updated here. Gojira. Perfect. Okay, we are good to go. YouTube chat can be a little funky. You're not wrong there, Serious Goose. And Matt Smith, since you donated earlier, I don't think the thing went off. I'll just go ahead here. This is, you did a super chat. There's your thing for it. I've only begun. Want to be fair. So, Gojira will be playing Norska against Felkon, playing as the Spirit of the Jungle. Spirit of the Jungle is, of course, the new faction for Nakai the Wanderer here. That'll be a fun little situation going on. They're just setting up their armies right now. Go ahead and take a look at chat in the meantime. If you have any questions about the DLC, guys, now is the time to ask it. Go ahead. I hope the lighting isn't terrible. I'm doing the best I can. Let me... 2 seconds, guys. Let me find Ninja. Make sure he didn't go crazy. Yeah, by the way, that Rune of Wrath and Ruin was a massive buff. It's like 75% speed decrease now.
I've only begun.
Alright, I'm back. Ninja's like, feed me, asshole. Stop playing your video games. Dread Saurians are going to be hilarious in campaigns. So Dread Saurians are going to be pretty disgusting in campaigns. I mean, imagine having 2 or 3 of these damn things. How strong is the normal Wrath of Ruin? Oof. Master Rune is 75. I don't remember what they put the normal one at. It is in the patch notes, which I did cover, but I wasn't able to go through them as fast as I usually do. Or I'm sorry, as detailed as I usually do, just because I had to get to this tournament. I feel so bad. I wanted it. Oh my god. 445 viewers. Guys, that is a record for the entire channel. Wait, you know what we need? I know what we need. Record, guys. Rap horn, rap horn. Which sounds like I'm saying rat porn, but I assure you I am not. Matt Smith again, thank you very much for the further 5 Canadian donation. More support for an amazing content creator. Thank you very much, dude. What do you win? Ooh, oh, guys, speaking of what do you win? Okay, so the giveaway, I'm opening it right now. So the giveaway I will be doing is for 1 code of the Hunter and the DLC, the Hunter and the Beast. If you want to enter the giveaway, type exclamation point Hunter, and it will enter you into the DLC or the DLC giveaway. I will be giving away one of these. What did I think of the Felix and Gotrick promotion? Give me a second, Colby. I'll be giving away one of these keys every qualifier, and on the grand finals, I'll give away 2 keys. Unfortunately, the grand finals will be after the game comes out, so if you don't have it by then, I apologize. It's just kind of the way things are going to fall out. Type what other are typing? Yeah, exactly. Just type an exclamation point, what you see on the screen. That'll just place you in. I'm going to keep this open for the rest of the qualifier here. And before the final match of the finals, actually, right at the end of the finals, we'll do it. Yeah, if you haven't, please go ahead and like the stream. That helps me out a ton. You can also join and become a member of the channel. If you do, you'll get access to a really cool little Space Marine icon next to your name. That helmet will be indicative of your veterancy on the channel. So basically, if you're a month into being a member, you then just have a Space Marine helmet. But if you become like a further member, deeper, like I think it's 6 months, you get a captain's helmet or a chaplain's helmet or a librarian's helmet. Just depends on what your veterancy is. In addition to that, I am making some new emojis, but you do have emojis that are exclusive to members only. Professor Pone, I like your face. Thank you, Irritable. Irp. The unique landmarks missing from patch notes. Marcus, I'll try to dive in on those. Captain Outrageous. Yes, he does. He has to increase his standing with those respective electoral counties first. The raid before become ambery glands. All right. So it looks, oopsies. There we go. It looks like everyone is loaded in here. Let's take a look at our armies. We got Gojira. What the hell did what happened here? One sec, guys. My camera just went like nothing. Did I press a button? Hold on 1 second. Has anyone seen this? Where your camera just blows to nothing? Guys, there's nothing for uppercase pinned. Options, controls. We might have to back out here real quick. This is weird. The Mask of Black. Already pre-ordered the game, but thank you again. I'll be watching what I can, also to help grow all these awesome channels. Everyone should share them to social medias. Get some friends to come watch and play. Well, thank you very much, dude. Yeah, you were right. Thank you, Ravzar. Is it? That's weird. So weird. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Usually, like, if you press like this and you press delete, you know, it does that special thing, and I was used to that, but it was just, like, completely locking me. I must have pressed page up and down because I fat-fingered shit. So, let's take a look at these Norskin. Her and drop a fat donation. What do you say? Do it. Okay. Let's take a look here. Across the front line, we're going to see a lot of Marauder champions and Marauders with great weapons. So what Goji has done against the Lizardman here, he has taken the typical kind of Marauder champion. Rather than taking them with shields, he's done the great weapons to help out with some AP damage coming down range at them. In addition, on the flanks, he has Marauders with great weapons, which are pretty cheap, 650 points, I believe, at the top of my head. I can't remember 100%, but he does get some nice, really cheap AP, but they do differ from low leadership. On his flanks, he's got Premier Warriors with great weapons as well, giving a nice anti-large, nice AP. They do have sundering armor and magic damage. They're just a full kit, you know. They're a perfect catch on our dating website. In addition, we have Marauder Hunters with javelins, which are going to help out with tons of AP as well, which is a very standard kind of situation. When you are playing against Lizardmen, Marauder Hunters and Marauder Champions are really the way to go. We have Wulfric the Wanderer on his new, now cheaper, Mammoth, which actually did not get a decrease to its melee defense. But we are going to be seeing the Hunter of Champions to lock things down, Seafang to do some damage. Not going to be as huge unless you have a Skink front line to deal with, but we also get the innate rage ability of all and every Norskin. And in the far flanks, we're going to be seeing 2 units of Marauder Horsemen as to be expected. But let us take a look at Falcon's army. It's just really funny to see that Yali Nali was like, I'm going to tell your mom if you don't bring the Shredder of Lustria. So I'm going to have them get going. For the most part, let's just talk about the thing we all want to see. It's the Shredder of Lustria. He's here. He's snapping. He's biting through that slot. He don't give a shit. Shredder of Lustria is here, and he's got some sweet abilities. For one, it has Encourage, it does Terror, but he has the Dread Aversion, a nice -8 to leadership and anything in a 40-meter radius around him, which is going to be very strong against Norska. In addition, his Howdah on the back does do poison damage, going to reduce that weapon strength of anything looking to seriously threaten it or go toe-to-toe with that bad boy. But at 3,800 points, it is a pretty steep investment in your army. We're going to see the Slan Mage Priest of Light here, Net of Amantok, we've got Brina's Time Warp, we've also got, what's this bad boy again? Foss Protection, you got the Banishment, the Shield of the Old Ones, and as to be expected, tons of Skink Cohorts on the left flank, Saurus Spears and Saurus Warriors on the right, followed by 3 total units of Temple Guards, none of them the Regiment of Renown unit. So, a very slow, ponderous moving force. With the, and the Powwock Sentinels here, the Teardown Riders, they have their bombs that also sunder armor here, which is pretty nice. This should be a very interesting situation here. We have a very slow, very deliberate force against a little bit more of a mobile one. These Marauder Champions with great weapons should do pretty well against the Temple Guard, because they do have AP, but at the same time, the Temple Guard are quite tanky. So we should see how this, we'll see how this kind of plays out. You've already got the Skink Cohorts with Javelins, trying to pick their targets. And really a good play here is to shoot the Marauder Hunters with Javelins. If they exchange fire, the Skink Cohorts taking shots is not going to be as huge as the Marauder Hunters, because those Hunters are going to really help out with taking down this big Mamma Jambo over there. You can already see some shots coming down range at them. You've got the, this fucking camera's going so slow today. You've already got the Marauder Horsemen and the Norskin Hounds looking to find a nice opening here. The battle is underway as we see the Temple Guard and the Marauder... Oh, Jesus. And the Shredder of Lustria and the Mammoth are just going at it. It is a kaiju battle. We got the Seafang ripping through everything at the same time. Just dodging that, just barely. Take a look at that. Felkon has brought the Shredder, and the Shredder is just tanking the leadership of Wulfric the Wanderer. Now you do have both units of the Famir Wanderers with great Warriors with great weapons getting in there, and the Hunters with Javelin plucking in as well. Barona's Time Warp is on the Shredder though, as well as Foss Protection, giving some armor, giving some melee defense, and a lot of melee attack here to this bad boy. Now he has the Aura of Quetzal being popped as well, giving some melee defense and armor in addition. He's looking to mitigate all of the burst damage that's coming its way. Now you have the Famir Great Warriors getting in on these Temple Guard, looking to just finish them in a 1-2 punch scenario. They are supporting the Marauder Champions over there, so it's helping to keep that front line alive. But the Shredder has tanked Mighty Wulfric. He is already fleeing, and that is again to be expected. But what Felkon's doing here, he's keeping the Powwock Sentinels on Wulfric the Wanderer here, so it forces him off the table. At the same time, Gojira is using the Marauder Horsemen to try and help pluck apart those Pawhawk Sentinels and do damage to Shredder of Lustria when it can. Woo! You can see here, though, you have these Spearmen looking to move towards some of the better, more juicy targets like the Marauder Hunters. He's got the Skin Cohorts with Javelins, already jumped in to do combat with them. And he's got this Shaman Sorcerer of Fire, which I actually did not focus on. Famous Sword of Ruin and Fireball here with Kindle Flame, looking to do some damage downrange. But you've got those Temple Guard jumping in as well. And the Slann is getting invested in this too. He doesn't care. He's bringing that fat cart to the to Walmart here. A cat, Jesus. I thought for a second I didn't switch to the battle, and you guys were just watching our bracket the entire time. And I got really nervous. I started sweating profusely. And you can even see the Dread Saurians on Wulfric too. He doesn't care. He's got Felkon's got his entire army kind of invested in the rest of this fight here. And it's a pretty interesting tactic. He's got pretty much almost a full third of his army invested in chasing a unit off the battlefield. And now you can see that he has shattered, and that big boy should be coming back to the fray. Don't say that, Blurg. You freaked me out, dude. I was like, shit, the bracket is up. Hi, Ninja. Yeah, I know. You want me to feed you, don't you? In a little bit, I'll feed you, buddy. So the Hunters are just launching Javelins into these bad boys, and that is a win for Falcon there. Woof! Man. I don't think that Gojira expected Wulfric to get so slapped so hard. With the amount of mitigation on the burst that Falcon was able to use on the Shredder of Lustria, that allows him to win and pull ahead in this fight. We have Falcon 1-0 against Gojira Gaming. Let's go ahead and fix this. I know, little guy. Updated. There you go, guys. So, we're going to jump into our next fight here. That is going to be Falcon on the Warriors of Chaos and Gojira on the Greenskins. My least favorite. Let's jump over to the map Shorthofen while they get all set up here. I'm actually going to jump back to the bracket. Shredder meta confirmed. Hey, it's Milk and Cookie Total War. Alright, where's Shorthofen? What do you want, little guy? Come here. Times. Ninja either wants to be fed or he wants to be pet. If you have any questions, guys, right now is the time to ask them. Guys, I'll be honest, I hate cats. But I love Ninja. He's like the coolest cat I've ever dealt with. So docile, he just kind of wants to be pet. Ninja's 15 years old. You're a little chunker, though, aren't you? Oh, what was that little twitchy arm? See, that's why I don't like cats. They freak me out. They freak me out because their arms are weapons. Oh, hi, buddy. He's definitely like a bit of both, Hollow. He likes to be on your shoulder, but if you're sitting down, he likes to be on my roommate's lap. No, I would never bring the crab costume around Ninja. Alright, guys, let me put him back on his thing. Looks like they're getting ready to go. 1 sec. Okay, okay, Bailey. I know you want me to pay. God, Ninja! Ninja has this penchant for, like, when he starts to purr, he just fucking drools all over you. And Bailey's all jealous. Bailey the Golden Retriever is like, you're gonna give me some love too, right? I sure am. I know, Bailey. It's a standing desk, so they can't see you anymore. Okay, sweetheart. Honestly, Milk and, like, we all the Total War content creators, we absolutely hate each other. Only reason we have Discord is just to send shit back and forth to one another. Like, Milk and Cookies, you're fat. He's like, ItalianSpartacus, you're bald and stupid. I'm like, fuck you. I'm surrounded by animals right now, guys. I'm so sorry. One second. Throw this. If you don't like the way I run it, you don't need to watch it. Indie part is not fat. Alright, we're loading into our next match here. Falcon and Gojira Gaming on the Schwarzhofen map. Greenskins versus... What do I say? What? Oh my god. Versus some Dark Elf action. Thank you very much, High-Res Ryan, who has the same name as me, but my name is also Ryan. Cosplay One Punch Man. For Halloween, I'm gonna go as what's his name? Boy, God of War, Kratos, like the newest one. Romulan dog coming in here all spicy right now. All right, guys, they're getting set up here. Let's go ahead and switch on over to the battle. We can take a look at our opposing armies. So again, we have Gojira on the greenskins. Falcon is going to be playing the mighty Dark Elves here. Let's take a look at Falcon's army as it is set up right now, or for the most part. So we can see that we've got some Dread Spears interlocked with some Bleak Swords, as to be expected. A nice long front line here. Nothing too crazy. The majority of his punching power is going to be in his cav units. His Big Bab... the Chill of Sontar, my absolute favorite, bro. We're also going to be seeing some Dark Riders. We got 1, 2, 3 units of Dark Riders, 2 units of Slaaneish's Harvesters. The nice thing about Slaaneish's Harvesters is that they have 40% physical resistance, which helps out so much because the majority of the Greenskin army does not have access to magic weapons. This helps out mitigate a lot of the damage that they can do, in the very same way that taking the Green Knight as Bretonnia against Greenskins is a very trollish move. Now, we also have the Big Daddy himself. Oh no. Just Malekith, just sitting here, looking all hot and heavy. Now, Malekith is going to be taken with him today. Gaze of Malice to be expected. Soul Sealer to tank a ton of damage. And that is it as far as his spells. We're also going to be seeing the Destroyer here to help out with an increase to the recharge, or ability recharge. This is going to help keep Wog offline for as long as possible. The Chill of Sontar is one of my absolute favorites, bro. Gotta say, gotta say. Full-One Chariot also going to be used in this fight to just kind of rove through the countryside and into the Greenskin menace. Fist of Gork gives magic damage. It is very popular. It is very true. So does the Gaze of Gork, or Mork, whatever hell one it is. So we're going to see Azag the Slaughterer here, the Dark Caster, or Death Caster, for the Greenskins here. And with that, we're going to see Spirit Leech and the Fate of Buna looking to do some damage to some high-value targets. In addition, we're also going to be seeing a Night Goblin Shaman, which is going to have the Gaze itself, or Vindictive Glare, sorry, not the Gaze, and the Wand of Jet and the Madcap Mushrooms. Now that ability recap is going to allow him to use abilities more often as always. Now, two Doomdiver Catapults, which actually just recently got a cost increase in the most recent patch notes. We're going to see the Goblin firing line across Night Goblin Archers, as well as Durusty Errors. A midline of Big Uns on the left and right flanks, a center little portion of Goblins here, and then a front line of Black Orcs. There are 8 Peak Loonies and another unit of Black Orcs. In the rear, we're going to also see Orc Boy Big Uns, followed by 2 flanks of Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Alright. This fight is underway. Didn't know that the Wyvern has a mouth for a dick. This is a plate of armor. It is a plate of armor, okay? Not everyone can have a dick mouth. Or mouth dick. Or a mouth on your dick. Bailey is thoroughly asleep at my feet. The battle is about to... What the hell? We got a Slaanesh fan here. If you have a Slaanesh fan here, then you're going to love the Dark Elves. There's that movie Teeth, which is a vile movie if you haven't seen it. Hint, it's about a vagina with teeth. basically a recap of my love life. So, as we see things moving underway, we have the Dark Riders and the Slanesh Harvesters, plus the Doomfire, I almost said Warpfire Warlocks, Doomfire Warlocks moving down range. Remember, these two units both have different bound spells. The Slanesh Harvesters have access to Word of Pain and Soul Stealer, while these guys have access to Doom and Darkness, Soul Blight, and lesser Doom Bolt. So we'll have a lot of bound spells that are not obviously hindered by Winds of Magic, allowing for more Soul Stealer to be used by Malekith. Malekith is getting closer, probably looking to pop and find and discover where the Rusty Arrows are to do a Gaze of Malice on them and do quite a bit of damage. You can see he's also looking to line up a good breath attack. Falcon just kind of probing his enemy, probing the anus here. Uh-oh. Breath attack down the line into these Black Orcs here, doing over 50% damage. Bam! Looking, just chopping them up. Slanesh's Harvesters and everything, getting a little probing shot right into Gojira's army. Falcon just doing some initial kind of action towards him, forcing the Orc Boy Big Guns out in a rightmost engagement, leaving the leftmost flank open to his Dark Riders, looking to just kind of move around. The Chill of Sontar also just chipping into Gojira's Black Orcs over here, and you have Malekith diving down onto the Rusty Airs, and the Chariot's going right for him as well. But the Big Guns are looking to kind of close the noose here and get right onto Malekith. Gaze of Malice pushing right into that rear. That should do a good about a quarter amount of damage to them. Wah has been tripped off again. This is going to be helping out with melee attack, charge bonuses, and speed across the entire Orc battle line here. But the Chill of Sontar is just belly flopping through everything. It did get hit, I think, with a Vindictive Glare earlier, doing quite a bit of damage to it. I did not quite see what did that burst amount of damage. Romulan the dog. Jesus, that comment. But the Goblin firing line is shooting down range, choosing Malekith as its target here. We also have the Doomdiver Catapult, which is launching a lot of damage into the Chill of Sontar, but a rear charge from those Dark Riders on the left flank does a lot of damage to them. They do have a piece. They were knocking out a lot of damage here into the Chill of Sontar, which is now free to get attacked by Orc Big Guns. Azag is now on the ground here, looking to get back up in the air. Whew. Sorry, I keep running out of breath. My allergies are just hammering me by holding that cat. Ooh, a Vindictive Glare shooting down the length of these Bleak Swords. We got a Lesser Doom Bolt shooting down right into those units of Big Guns, and the rest of this Dark Elf line is getting ravenous. It is just pushing its way towards the rest of the Greenskins, which are already starting to buckle pretty heavily. Azag looking to help out as much as he can, do damage to the Dark Riders. We have Soul Stealer. What happened over here? Oh, looks like we're probably going to get a... Oh, there it is. The Chill of Sontar just shooting some burgers. Who wants to go to In-N-Out, bro? That's what it's like to live in Southern California, guy. I'm not even lying. Malekith chasing Azag, but I believe Azag is a little bit faster here. He does have 110 speed versus Malekith at a whopping 90 speed. And also Azag can increase his speed using, not Deadly Onslaught, but the other one that increases speed and vigor. And right now the balance of power bar is shifted very drastically in favor of Falcon and his Dark Elves as he goes to mop up the remainder of the Orc forces. In a lot of really amazing alpha strikes from Falcon, he was able to put a lot of pressure on some of the big, strong units of Gojira's army, like right out the gate. The dual breath attacks on both the Black Orcs, followed by the Malekith drop onto the Rusty Airs, and the Chariots charging in, was able to distract Goji enough that they could use the Dark Riders to push on the left flank and get a good opportunistic charge into the Doomdiver Catapult. It was very, very brutal in those first opening moments. I mean, 120 kills from the Gaze of Malice and the breath attack. The Chill of Sontar too, man. Look at this thing, 66 kills, 81 and 92 from the Dark Riders too, just kind of riding dirty through everything. 36 and 86 through Slanesh's Harvesters. At the same time, though, I will say this unit of Black Orcs did get quite a lot of kills in on the more less valuable Bleak Sword units, but at the same time too, Bleak Swords were able to chop up a lot of the lower value Goblin Spear units and such, and also the Night Goblins. Orc Big Guns didn't get a lot of kills here. They were focusing mainly on doing damage to large targets, especially Doomdiver Catapults were launching the Chill of Sontar almost the entire game. So, we have Felkon moving to the finals against Muckip here. So what we're going to do here real quick, guys, is we're going to go into a brief little intermission. I'm going to talk to the competitors real quick, get them into the new... what the hell's the name of that? into the new room, get everything situated and set. I'm going to also feed Ninja so he stops meowing at me. So give me just a second. Pop back over to this, and we'll be updating the bracket here. But we'll just take a quick 2-3 minute intermission while we get everything set up. Just go ahead, and if you have any questions, of course, say them in chat, and I will answer them as I come back. All right, guys, we'll be right back. I'm going to put on music, so you have music to listen to first. Hold. Still getting that music. There we go. All right, we are back. We're in the finals now. It is a best of 5. So, of course, the 2 portions of the beginning of the qualifier are a best of 3. We had Muckip versus King of the Dead, in which Muckip won 2-0 against King of the Dead. Now it was Felkon versus Gojira, and Felkon won 2-0 against Gojira. Now moving into the finals here, it is again a best of 5. It's going to be Muckip versus Felkon, the winners of the previous matches, as to be expected. As far as our map seeds, we're going to have Warpstone Mine, Altdorf Outskirts, Eschen, Estalian Tomb, and then the Tower of Hoeth if it goes to a 5th round. And this should be a very interesting one. Muckip did very well in his first round, completely decimating King of the Dead in 2 pretty good and close games. I say decimating just because it was a 2-0, not because he crushed him. That sounded really bad. But followed by that, we had Gojira and Falcon. Falcon is known in the tournament bracket. He has played against Loxon Soothsayer. He's actually even played against King of the Dead, and he is a finalist in many of the Ever Chosen Entertainment, Ever Chosen Invitationals that we've done in the past. So, It'll be interesting to see how this progresses forward here with Felkon against Mukip. Mukip doing quite well in his first round, so we'll see how this goes. Mukip will be playing the Dark Elves against, again, Falcon's dreaded Spirit of the Jungle, Nakai's brand new faction with the new Hunter and the Beast DLC. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Hunter and the Beast DLC that is coming out. This is an early access tournament. The next qualifier will be on the 10th, in which it will also be an early access tournament, followed by the 14th and the 15th will be our 3rd and 4th qualifiers. We'll then have a grand final in which Turn will join me and we will cast them together just like we would for, say, an ever-chosen and educational entertainment. Let's take a look at chat. I think I got 422 of you guys here joining in today. I think at its height it was up to like 450. Oh yeah, like we had 497, just shy of 500 here. Also, if you are just joining, you're gonna want to type in uppercase or exclamation point Hunter to join the giveaway. I will be giving away a Hunter and the Beast DLC key in each one of these qualifying matches. Qualifier games on today, the 10th, the 14th, and the 15th. Mondo Keb, the reason I don't do best of sevens often is because a best of seven can often take around 2 to 2.5 hours, and the goal is generally to keep these tournaments around the 2.5 hour mark. So if there's one best of seven, we know it's going to take a shit ton of time. Hey, well, Monster Rock, I'm glad to see you here, man. I know you came here because you saw dragons, and you will see tons of dragons. You'll see dragons without wings. You'll see dragons with wings. You'll see dragons that have multiple heads. Tons and tons of dragons. We're going to go ahead and load into our next battle here. Yeah, guys, do make sure you're liking the stream. Any content producer or content creator that you like watching, Turin, Indie Pride from Milk and Cookies Total War, Janet on Occasion, Gojira Gaming, liking their, or Dog Plays, liking their content really helps out with Google's algorithm. So doing that is a huge boon. It's like a really very minimal way to give back. Bailey has slowly moved more and more onto my foot. It's really cute. Thank you very much, Ravzar. I really appreciate it, man. I want to make sure I didn't miss any donations. Oh shit, Ross Ferguson said, Tic-Tac-Toe Best Lord, fact, don't at me. Thank you very much for the £2 donation, brother. I really appreciate it. As always, guys, donations go a huge way and help me out a ton. I am a full-time YouTuber. Also, like I said before, you can join the channel by pressing the join button. You get a special icon and access to special emojis, as well as access to the Discord, in which case you can join and get a special role as well. But you can, on that Discord, you can talk to myself, Professor Pone, Goji, you can talk to Milk and Cookies. A lot of content producers are on that Discord. I hate content. Professor Pone, 2019. Just Threeves, I can understand what you're saying there. He's unhappy with Razordons. In my opinion, the Razordons aren't the best pick. Not very competitive. Javi, I actually have not seen the Jazales against the new Dreadsaurian. But let's take a look at Muckip's army here as he squares off against some Lizardmen. And to be expected, it is a long front line of Dread Spears. Not a single Hellebronii, which I gotta say is pretty disappointing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Dread Spears. On the flanks, we're going to see Black Ark Corsairs with Hambos. Thank you very much, Faust. I just saw your donation, man. I'll take a look at your message in just a second. We're going to see in the back line Cold One Knights. Now, these guys are going to be great here just because they bring both anti-large and AP. They do have the Primal Instincts change, so they don't just simply rampage now. They will get a charge bonus and a melee attack benefit. So I mean, it does suck that they rampage, but at least you'll be getting a little bit better of a benefit from it. You'll also be seeing a Reaper Bolt Thrower here, which will help out with a lot of anti-large AP that they can shoot downrange at any Dreadsaurians, any of the larger creatures like the Thunderous one, 10-1 himself on his own Thunderous one, but it's not that one. Shooting downrange will help out quite well in this situation. Thank you, guys. Sorry. Just saw that the screen blocker was up. So sorry. So sorry. It's like the one thing I was scared to do this entire fucking stream, and I did it. So, again, going over, here's the whole army. We're going to see in the back Witch Elves and Sisters of Slaughter, which will do quite well in combat. They do have the ability to poison things. And with the Witch Elves, Muckip can use them to tank a Dread Saurian. But I say tank, I just mean lock it down. They can then use whatever anti-large they want against it. With all 4 of these units of Cold Wind Knights, all 5 of these units of Dread Spears, and the crossbows. Now, we also see a Dreadlord on a Hellsteed, which I did not expect, or a Nightmare, which I did not expect here. A Dark Pegasus, not a Nightmare. God. Now, this guy does have the volley of Dark Arrows, which will do a lot of AP damage, so hopefully he's going to be using it to pop a hard target. I have not seen this using competitive play in a long time. We're also going to be seeing a Sorceress of Death with 2 little situations here. The Dark Star Cloak helping out with power recharge, and then a Spirit Leech to help out with Spirit Leech bamming. Now, as far as Falcon's army, 2 Razor Dawn hunting packs. These are the new Razor Dawn units we were just talking about. A lot of AP damage coming from these guys. They do have a higher melee defense and armor characteristic than their Salamander counterparts. Their Salamander counterparts, though, do have flaming attacks as in both melee and ranged. These guys have the AP attacks, and they have the Salamanders have higher melee attack and lower melee defense and armor. Big breath. Now, we're going to be seeing Saurus Old Blood here on a Carnosaur as well as, there's our caster, Heaven's Caster, which has really become a staple with your Wind Blast as well as Harmonic Convergence. And across the line, we're looking at 1, 2, just 2 units of Red-Crested Skinks, 3 units of Cold Wind Spear Riders, Skink Cohort, and then the Standard Edition Croxagores, which look really cool. With the new scheme with these guys, look really great. Sorry. God. Remember what someone just a second ago said high quality content, and then I just realized I fucked up the entire scoreboard. So about that high quality content, guys. There we go. All right, this fight is underway. I will fix the spacing on the scoreboard in just a second. I just saw that was what was going on, so I apologize about that. Too many things going on at once. But we have the Bastillodon Solar Engine shooting into the Sorceress of Death already. Looking to do some good damage to her and get her out of the fight. Get rid of the casting portion of an army is always a huge boon. Uh-oh, look at that. Gets that AP damage down. Razor Dawns are moving down range as well. The Warpstone Mine is fitting. You will always see a Warpstone Mine in any one of the qualifiers because it's just like the namesake. Oh! There it goes, right into, oof, the Skink Priest of Heavens. Not doing a ton of damage, unfortunately. I'm good, Hugh Gedney. How are you, brother? You can see the left, or the right flank of the entire Beastman. Lizardman army is moving in here. You're going to have so much AP coming out of these guys. But the nice thing about this entire front is there's not a ton of really good AP targets. You do have just a lot of really just standard spearmen here. You can see those handbows are already starting to shoot into those Cold Wind Spear Riders. Felkon looking to get a good side charge here into them. Muckip has moved his Blackheart Corsairs either mistakenly or intentionally in to help take a little bit of that charge off from the Dread Spears and help absorb the flanking charge. Now we're going to have these Cold Wind Spear Riders move just downrange here right into these Razor Dawns. Anti-Large and AP just jamming right into these bad boys here. Armadillos don't give no shits. Skinks cohorts jumping across the way into the rest of these guys. Get your Witch Elves in there looking to rampage them as well. But a repeat charge by the Cold Wind Spear Riders into the Cold One Knights here. It's just Cold Ones on Cold Ones. The Carnosaur is hungry and he is ready to go for it too. It doesn't matter if you've got high heels and you're running away from it and it's Jurassic World. He's going to catch you. You also have these the handbows in there looking to do some damage too. And the Sisters of Slaughter getting invested in that fight on the left flank. A lot is being invested over here. You do have the Razor Dawns, which got a little beat up, but they're still in pretty good health here. And you've got the Dreadlord just looking to pick and choose its targets and really just trying to get rid of this Skink Priest of Heavens here. Do another good charge over here. Responded pretty well by Muckip, absorbing or at least meeting that charge with his Cold One Knights. And it is really going to be down to a thick and thin on this one. He's going to bring in these Corsairs to help out and help push it into the favor of the Cold One Knights, but they're already pretty well beat up so far. You can see the Sorceress of Death is already also pretty beat up from a lot of the focus that was happening on her earlier from the Bastiladon with the Solar Engine, which is still going on. The Razordon's helping to clean up the rest of these Black Ark Corsairs, and things are going pretty hard and heavy here. Falcon is using a lot of pressure on this left flank, and he has overloaded it pretty succinctly. But the Primal Instincts have kicked in on these Cold One Spear Riders. The Witch Elves are invested in this fight as well. That is going to help keep them locked down, but at the same time, they're already rampaging, so it's not going to be a huge boon. We also have a Spirit Leech knocking into these Kroxigors, which are looking to just knock down that Repeater Bolt Thrower and get rid of it. Get rid of that anti-large damage. Oh, a big charge into these Black Ark Corsairs with what remains of these Cold One Spear Riders on the right flank as well. There's a lot of damage going on back here with the Witch Elves getting just put under, slam dunked. Insane. And the balance power bar is shifting in Falcon's favor against Muckip. What I think has happened so far is just that overwhelming left flank, able to really put pressure on the front with his skink army from the Red Crescent Skinks and the Skink cohort. Then at the same time, getting a lot of pressure in from all these Cold One Spear Riders. You've got the Carnosaur just kind of, again, cavorting through the battlefield. Solar Engine shooting over, downrange into this the Death Sorceress and shutting down the rest of the casting for Muckip's army here. Whew! You know, I'll be honest. I actually really liked this Dark Elf army. I thought it was a very solid army, especially against a lot of the new toys that Lizardmen can bring. I think that what really worked in Falcon's advantage is this big crater here. He used it, moved over to this side, and pretty much forced a whole portion of his flank to be negated because he had that crater there to be blocked, so we could just push right through into it, push into those Dread Spears, push into that back line, shutting down those Cold One Knights. And it was a very good trade for Falcon against Muckip's Cold One Knights. You can see here 60, 54, 81 kills on all these guys, only 13, 2, 6, 9. These guys were supposed to be the ones that were really putting a lot of threat into a lot of the larger dinosaur creatures. And they got a lot of hits into this Razordon pack, but couldn't quite really pull it off 100%. So, great first battle there. Like I said, I think Muckip's build was really strong, and I just think Falcon had used the map to his advantage and really overloaded one flank to really kind of get ahead on this one. Let me go ahead and update that scoreboard here. Left score, there we go. 1. Okay. Also fix. Actually, not as easy. Go and Falcon over there we go. Whew. Honestly, so Falcon pulls ahead here 1-0. He won Turin's last tournament, I believe, 3-2 against, I think it was Aerocrastic in the finals. Someone can correct me in the what's it called? There we go. Someone can correct me in the chat. I was not able to catch Turin's tournament, but let me know. And he has not lost so far today. Muckip is going to be playing the High Elves, though, against Falcon's Norskins. The High Elves do have a lot of really good advantages against the Norskins. They have a lot of really strong shock cav they can use. Muckip has already proved he has really good micro. We can use a lot of Silver Helms. He can use a lot of Dragon Princes to his advantage. You can even use Illyrian Reavers to threaten any of the Marauder Horsemen that you would typically see in a Norskin play. At the same time, Norskins do have a lot of tools that work against the heavier infantry lines of a typical High Elf army. Barrel Mammoths you have access to. They just recently lost had a reduction in their cost. Same thing with Wolfric on a Mammoth. So there are a lot of things that you can bring, especially stuff like Mirror Great Warriors with great weapons. I kind of agree with you guys about Razordons. Salamanders, in my opinion, especially the Umbral Tide, I feel are better than Razordons 9 times out of 10. Razordons will probably really shine in very, very specific matchups. I could see Razordons working well against Dwarfs, even though, again, I could see them being focused down quite easily. But the nice thing about Razordons against Dwarfs, they don't have very quick ways to shut them down. Ooh. Alright, slipping up a little bit here. Time to switch over to Altdorf Outskirts. There we go. This is the... What, Stan, are you asking what is the game itself we're playing? It's Total War Warhammer 2. And this is the first... This is now going to be the second match of a best of 5. $424 you guys here for the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in to this early access stream. We will again be playing again on the 10th. Faust, thank you very much. He said, hit them damn likes. Like he said. What? You know what? Where are all my moderators? I used to have moderators that liked me. Ooh, our views just tanked. We went from 400 to 278. That's wild. All right, we're going to go ahead and start that battle there. Oh, back up to 395. That is weird. Yeah, usually I would ask a moderator, hey, what's our views to like ratio? But someone else tell me. How many likes does the stream have? How many people are watching right now? Okay, yeah, on my screen it just jumped down then back up. Dacklemore, I would love to make you a mod just to piss off Misha. Must have been a bug on my end, Serious Goose. It was like a split-second thing. We have 217 likes? Guys, we need to pump that up to 300. We need 300 because it's a great movie. And this is the largest stream I've ever had. So thank you guys so much for tuning in here today. It is a huge, huge, huge treat. There is no prize money for this this competition, unfortunately, but I was able to get keys for the Hunter and the Beast DLC for everyone competing in this competition. As a thank you to them for jumping in on this. We did not have an Everchosen, clearly, so Turn and I have been doing our own separate tournament streams to kind of fill that void. No, exactly. 300 for Spartacus. Sparta. I love when I get emails of my own stream starting. Just Sreeves asked, any tips for multiplayer Total War? I have basically never played it. My suggestion to you is just pick an army you like and just press quick battle. With the new rules that are coming in, you'll get used to the game quickly and you'll lose a shit ton, but that's the best thing. You want to lose, because if you lose, you're going to learn what works and what doesn't. And if you stick with one army, you're also going to learn the other armies that you play against quickly. Choose one that you really like. It doesn't need to be the top meta army. Anyone can be good with any army. All these tournament players will play whatever they want because they know the armies inside and out. Learn the armies and that'll make you a better player. Anyone who has really good micro can beat a player who, and that's another thing, playing a bunch of games will increase your micro, can beat a player who knows all the armies. Conversely, if you have good micro and you really don't know much about the armies, you might make a terrible build and not be able to do stuff. So doing both those things will help really benefit you. So let's take a look here at Muckip's army. He's got a nice fat front line of spearmen here. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Their martial mastery, or I'm sorry, martial prowess is going to help them out with a nice bonus to their melee attack and melee defense as soon as the game starts up here. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to be seeing some White Lions of Trace, which I actually quite like in this matchup. In the past, White Lions got quite a bit of flack for being not substantially awesome units, but they have gotten a lot better in the more recent patches. In addition, we're going to be seeing the Lothern Sea Guard, my favorite unit in the entire, I guess, troop choice of the High Elves here. Now, they are a hybrid unit. They have both spears and they have bows, so this will be quite good if anything kind of really threatens them. They bring a lot of anti-large to the table. Now, we also are going to be seeing, ooh, Teclis on foot. Did not expect that bad boy, and he's going to be having the Net of Amontok and Enfeebling Foe. This will, of course, help him lock things down. He can use the Enfeebling Foe when he deals with any of the larger, heavier, scarier units that jump into the fray. Now, we also are going to be seeing just a normal Sun Dragon in the back here. It goes Sun's Moon, Star Dragon. So the Sun is the youngest and the weakest of the dragons, but is still a dragon, and it can do quite a bit of damage. Its breath attack is a bit different, of course, though. It doesn't have as much AP characteristic attached to it, but it will do quite a bit of damage nonetheless to a Norscan front line, which isn't typically very armored. Now, we also see some Illyrian Reavers here on this portion of the army, as well as on the hidden unit way over here with another Illyrian Reaver unit for Muckip's forces. I'm going to tell him to get going. And I'll just go ahead and talk about Felkon's army as it moves forward. Paraphrasing coming, we're about to hear this. Nice one, Faust. So Marauders, 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 and Marauders, and Marauders here. Mainly to just absorb some missile play, get involved in that front line. The big things that are going to be scary in this army are, of course, the Soul Crusher, which has gotten us a 1 increase to its melee defense and a reduction in its cost, but it still has that nice 525 weapon damage that also has AP and anti-infantry. But check out this little bad boy. It gets Enrage, which increases 44% damage resistance to one target that it chooses. Also, Falcon went with another Mammoth and Wulfric the Wanderer's Mammoth. Now, Seafang is going to be pretty good in this engagement. It's going to do a lot of damage to that entire spear front line. In addition, he's got Fight or Die and the Hunter of Champions, as to be expected, because it is Wulfric. Now, he went with the Miststalkers, which they do have a lot of things going for them. 110 armor. They have the ability to sunder armor. They've got magic damage. They do AP. They've got so much shit going for them. In addition to that, they also have innate magic resistance, and they've got stock right now, so they cannot even see them moving forward. Irritable is, yeah, like they said, it's age. Star, Moon, and Sun in a descending order. Sun being the youngest, Star being the oldest. The Norscan Ice Wolves here looking to threaten some things that are such as the Illyrian Reaver variant or screen out charges. And we've got 2 units of Marauder Horsemen. Now, a true soldier of the people here, Falcon has brought in 2 massive mammoths. We're going to see some kaiju battles for sure with Famir Belfiend of Shadows as well. Enfeebling Foe, Curse of Midnight Wind, or the God, wrong lore. The Penumbral Pendulum, and the Melkoth Misfying Miasma, as well as the scroll here as well, to help out with some damage resistance from the Skull of Shielding. And our first attack here is just going to crisp up some Marauders, just hitting into the flank. Muckip didn't really get a chance to get down or abreast of the unit, going down the entire flank of it, but he did get a good chunk of them in there. Netavomatok, is it gonna be? Yep, right into the Soul Crusher. Look at that Seafang ripping through, doing tons of damage to the Lothern Seaguard, and just stopping short here. We're gonna get another Penumbral Pendulum ripping through and just capsizing. Falcon has just wiped out the entire range portion of the High Elves, minus this 1 unit of Lothern Seaguard in the very back, and that is huge. Getting in front of that, getting into the backline of the High Elves, shutting down their range play is a huge portion of dealing with that army. And he also has a Beasts of Tashnar, jumping into this full strength unit of Lothern Seaguard, looking to shut down their range play as well. That was huge. Soul Crusher is moving in, just charging all into these White Lions. You've got that Sun Dragon jumping onto Wulfric itself, looking to just bring this bad boy down. I believe he's got Enfeebling Foe onto him as well. Scroll of Shielding has been popped on him from the Famir, but he also has Enfeebling Foe on him. You can see that these Marauder Horsemen are looking to just finish off all these Lothern Seaguard, putting so much pressure on the Muckip's army in the first initial play. Falcon knew what he was doing even before he marched up downrange. He's like, okay, the thing is going to do either damage to the front line of the Spearmen or the whole back line, and it did a shit ton of damage. That was so huge. Like I said earlier, getting into the backline and shutting down the archery of the High Elves is one of your strongest moves when you're fighting against them. Now the Soul Crusher is free to kind of move about the countryside and do some serious damage. The Famir Belfiend is duking it out here with Teclis. Hunter of Champions is locked onto him here, and he's going to be taking so much damage. Because take a look at this. The Famir Belfiend, he still can sunder armor, and he does 400 AP damage against Teclis' pretty terrible armor value here. Potion of Choroi has been popped on him, though, giving him nice damage resistance and healing him up a bit. He won't be able to use any of his abilities, but he did lock down the Soul Crusher right before he was able to squeeze out of that one. Falcon is running into a little issue with Wulfric. He's quite low in health here, but man, that Alpha Strike, I think, really pushed in a huge advantage for him. That is still we're at a 50-50 balance of power right now. The Sun Dragon is still in this fight, and it's looking to threaten the rest of the battlefield. You have those Miststalkers coming in here to help Just gorilla pound into these white lines of trace. And the Sun Dragon is looking to finish off Wulfric the Wanderer. You have Teclis just kind of pensively walking across the battlefield. Oh no, he's winded. Never mind. Oh no, he's steady. Never mind. He's good. He's good. Enfeebling Foe has been knocked onto the Sun Dragon as well. Going to have a returning Enfeebling Foe onto Wulfric, looking to just take these two beasts down. They're both putting so much effort into this. Soul Crusher is looking to just get into the rear. Oh no! Eiffel Tower on the Sun Dragon ultimately wins. Soul Crusher able to just finish him off from behind, but everything is starting to just capsize and domino effect here as Norskins really pull ahead in the balance of power with that Sun Dragon being felled, and the majority of their backline just completely done with. You can see a little bit of action here from the Lothern Sea Guard looking to do what they can. Oh man, that Soul Crusher punishing move here, and there it is. Army losses kicking in, and the High Elves fall to Felkon's Norskins. Wow. The steel chair came in, the steel trash can lid, whatever you want, the tin trash can lid, whatever you want to call it, it happened. Woo! Man, guys, that was pretty brutal. This is probably going to get flagged for 18 plus because we're not allowed to show an Eiffel Tower on stream here, but woof! Man, what I will say, 120 kills from Wulfric with those abilities, and 60 with the Famir Balefiend and the Penumbral Pendulum. That was pretty brutal. I mean, again, I really liked Muckip's army. I think it was a very solid army yet again. He took a very good amount of anti-large against what he was going to think he was going to be dealing with. A lot of large creatures. I think this was a solid build. I don't think that the build is the fault here. I just don't think that he expected that 1-2 punch of the Sea Fang and the Penumbral Pendulum to do the amount of damage that it did. That was ridiculous. I knew it would do damage because they're lightly armored units, but it dropped them down to like 30-25% health with both of those casts, and it was so well placed. Even though Muckip tried to get out of the way, he couldn't quite squeeze out of it in time, and it still just decimated his entire back line. Whew! Man. Falcon needs a nerf. Let me go ahead and update that scoreboard there. That pushes Falcon ahead 2-0 in the finals here. That is just juicy. Penumbral Pendulum, the PP, Pendulum. I have never had a problem saying pendulum until today. I am hopped up on an extreme amount of G Fuel tea and caffeine. So in our next fight here, Muckip is going to be playing the Empire. Hopefully some fun Marcus Wolfhard action against, not Hadri's, Falcon's Dark Elves. And this should be pretty cool. So if we have Marcus, we should see him have the ability to really focus and do a lot of damage out to Malekith. At the same time, too, if he goes with the Huntsman General, there are so many synergistic plays you can play with the ability to stack fire damage. Like I said earlier, Knights of the Blazing Sun, the Banner of Burning Flame, Kindle Flame, and anything from the Bright Wizard. You just have so many options to do a lot of fire damage. In fact, the Huntsman General can imbue fire damage to anyone around him, so pretty damn awesome. What's up, not Hadri's? How are you, dude? I don't know if not Hadri's is supposed to be Falcon or Falcon's supposed to be not Hadri's. Fucking me up. $450 whopping viewers here today, and it is a great day. Did you give me another super chat, Faust? No, dude. I'm looking out. I have a readout of what I get, but sometimes it doesn't like update right away, and I want to make sure I didn't miss it. Thank you very much, Albin Pro. That was so spicy. Into the map here again. We are going to Eschen. Go. Next one will be Estalian Tomb if we move to another one. Falcon has the chance to close this out. If Falcon wins this next match, he will win 3-0 in this best of 5. if Muckip can pull ahead 2-3 wins, he will definitely... Faust, thank you very much, man. You do now. Faust dropping another £2 donation. Thank you very much, sir. As always, guys, donations are so huge, and I really appreciate it. When will the new patch be effective? It will come out the exact same day as the DLC, which is the 11th, 12th, I believe. Yes, there are a lot of AI changes, especially to the auto-resolver. It's really going to make it so... what was happening during the auto-resolve, if you clicked auto-resolve and you had range units, and they ran out of ammo, they would recycle their ammo. That's not going to happen anymore, so range units will not have as much weight in auto-resolve. Also, single entity units in auto-resolve won't get capsized as quickly. They'll actually stay in it for a little bit longer. What does the charge bonus stat tell me specifically? 20 charge bonus mean that a unit does 20 points or 20% additional damage on charge or something else. Oramir, I asked that to Dov Plays earlier. He answered me, and I honestly cannot remember the answer right now. Faust might be able to answer. Not Hadries might be able to answer. Charge bonus of 20 adds 20 to your melee attack and a few other stats. I believe weapon strength might be one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, Faust. Dov is going to stream in 15 minutes. Dov, I will send everyone to your stream after this one, brother. Are you doing a competition or a tournament? Puppy dog. Puppy. Dog is pushing against my foot. She's like, pet me. I know you're doing stuff, but pet me. Let's plug, but we all know he pays. I don't know. I might do a King of the Hill for people with keys. All right. So after this, I'll toss you guys on over to Dov Plays stream. He'll be doing some more stuff, and you can ask him a lot more of the technical questions. He knows a lot about stats and always drills down. Anytime you want to see anything from a new patch about like, hey, what are the actual numbers of how something in specific works, he always has a really good breakout of it, and he always has a really good tier update every time there's a major patch. So make sure you check out Dov Plays' channel as well. Misha's here, guys. Hey, Nigel, thank you very much, man. Let me see what you said. What do you think about Ungor Spear's Vanguard now? I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty cool. No, actually, Shamarm Stone, we didn't. It was kind of like, oh, you're doing this? Okay, I'll do this then. So let's take a look at our fight here. This might be for all the marbles. If Felkon were to pull this off, he will pull ahead 3-0, and he'll be undefeated in this tournament. And I don't know if I think he lost one against Aracrastic in the last tournament. But at least the Warpstone Cup, he will be undefeated. Let's take a look here. Spearman, 1, 2, 3 units of Spearman against some dreaded Dark Elf play. Also, we're going to see the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which have become quite prevalent. And actually, speaking of Dov Plays, I was asking him, hey, why are Knights of the Blazing Sun so much better than Reichsguard or anything of the sort? And he was saying it's just a really good, solid unit that has a very high charge bonus. 78 charge bonus. This increases a unit's melee attack and damage when charging. To answer that question about, what's it called? Charge bonus. Then some great sword action here, which will be really good for a lot of the Dark Elf heavier armored units. Of course, the Black Lions, the new Regiment of Renown unit here that's going to bring a Hellblaster volley gun to the table. This is around a 15% reduction in the range from a standard Hellblaster volley gun. All of the War Wagons, the other two have about 11% reduction in range for both the mortar and the handgunner variants. We're going to see a Life Wizard here with typical Earthblood as well as the Power Stone. And then also our Lord will be a simple Arch Lector with the Shield of Faith and the Hammer of Sigmar, or Grand Hammer of Sigmar, which will increase melee attack, and this will give us a 22% damage resistance. We're also going to have the Grand Soulfire, which is the Shotgun Blast onto Southern Caltalion, onto the enemy, as well as the Miscast Chance and the Leadership bonus. Demogryph Knights here as well, looking to do some anti-large goodies to our Dark Elf foe. Let's take a look at Faust's army. Sorry, had to take a look at chat real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3 units of Dread Spears. It's going to be, looks like we're going to have a little spear on spear scissoring action. 1, 2, 3 units of Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. Remember, this does have the new unit caps, so you can't take more than 6 units of skirmishers, ranged skirmishers like this. So this is going to be built into the way you do quick battles from now on. Also, Dark Riders on the far right flank. We're going to see the Slaanesha's Harvesters again, some Cold One Knights, and then, Muckip as well, some Sisters of Slaughter, and 2 units of Sisters of Slaughter, and another unit of Cold One Knights. And you can already see the Hellblaster volley guns are choosing a target in the Sisters of Slaughter, which is a very good target. Get rid of those things as fast as possible. Switching up to the Cold One Knights. Look at it just shoots them down, just last samurais the shit out of them. Yes, I'm 100% Italian, but I'm American. Gaze of Malice just clipping into Muckip Spearmen. He was able to move them back at the last minute. Even though they're not going to be braced for any charge actions coming, they are going to be well prepared to get hit by Malekith and the Slaanesha's Harvesters. There we go, a bit of a pile in here. We also have the Demogryph Knights looking to bring that AP ass into there. The Word of Pain has hit onto them, reducing their melee attack quite significantly by 44. You can also see Soul Stealer is hit off there as well by both the Slaanesha's Harvesters and by... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is just the Grand Hammer of Sigmar and the Grand Shield of Fate. The Soul Stealer earlier was helped to tank a lot of the damage coming out here. Ooh, look at that, just dropping some more bows on things. This has become an all-in fight. Muckip is looking to stay in it. He doesn't want to... Oh, no! His Black Lions just got hit by these Dread Spears, but the Black Lions are a chariot unit. They can pass through the Dread Spears and get out of this fight quickly. In the far left flank, we're seeing the Knights of the Blazing Sun duel with the Cold One Knights and win this quite handily. They're already pretty well weakened up. The Scissors of Slaughter as well are already pretty juiced up as well. And the Greatsword's getting there with some AP anti-infantry info. But take a look at this. This is the big fight here. Arch-Lector onto the bad boy himself. He's just looking to keep in this fight as much as possible. That Grand Hammer of Sigmar just now wearing off. You can see the Jade Wizard is in trouble back there. Power Storm being hit off, looking to help mitigate some of that damage with some heals coming out soon to the Arch-Lector. He's already at about 50% health, so it's getting really stressful here for Muckip. Malekith is pulling out of this fight, though. He's lost all of his supporting melee elements, and it looks like the Arch-Lector is now going to have to deal with these Dark Riders just shooting into him. Murderous... Oh, man! That was a brutal breath attack into these great swords, looking to just finish them off as well. Murderous prowess has gone off. That gauge has filled across the entire battlefield, giving that momentary buff to all the Dark Elves, and those Dread Spears looking to hunt down the Black Lions. Oof. Now, the big thing here with the Knights of the Blazing Sun is that you want to keep all cav. You want to keep constantly charging. The biggest boon to them, especially these guys at 78. Oh no, an all-in here. Arch-Lector and Malekith just duking it out yet again. But keeping those Knights of the Blazing Sun cycle charging, they'll continue to get their charge bonus activated again and again and again. But I think what Muckip's trying to do is keep Malekith on the ground and locked in the fight here with the Arch-Lector, even though it's just going pretty brutally. You are losing that Jade Wizard here. The balance of power bar is starting to shift in favor of Falcon here as he gets a little bit of an upper hand. The Dread Spears are trying to shut down the Black Lions as best they can. The Black Lions, again, are a chariot unit. They can get out of this fight quite quickly. Uh-oh, no! A Soulfire dropping down, looking to do more damage. It does more damage to lightly armored units, not so much to single entity armored units, but any damage is going to help at this point. Oh, man, really, those repeater crossbows have been peppering everything the entire fight. Whew! Back just locked up. Like a quick spasm. I was like panicking there for a second. I was like, I'm gonna die. This is it. Sisters of Slaughter over here, and these Cold One Knights onto the Arch-Lector. He's in a bad spot right now. He's really just getting beat up. His leadership is tanking. The balance of power bar is starting to shift. He's getting some relief in from those Spearmen using the Grand Shield of Faith and Grand Hammer of Sigmar to help out with both the damage resistance and the melee attack going on here. I said that way too fast. Sorry if you didn't hear it. Woo! Malekith, though, is pretty hot and heavy. I mean, the Black Bears, the Black Lions are getting chased by these Sisters of Slaughter, and really they're like the last unit that can do damage. Oh no, there goes the Jade Wizard being completely fled off the battlefield and shattered. It's probably the last unit that can do any sizable amount of damage to Malekith. The fight is starting to tank more and more so for Muckip as army losses are going to start kicking in here quite soon. He's doing whatever he can to really kind of stay in this one. CA forgot to nerf Falcon. Damn it! I knew they missed something in the patch notes. And the Arch Lector is fleeing and army losses kick in. And we have Felkon pulling ahead 3-0 in our first qualifier, winning our very first Warpstone token. Now, this isn't the end of this competitive league. We will have more early access for this competitive league on the 10th. But let's take a look at this post-battle report here. And really, I think that Falcon had a very strong build here. He had a lot of elements that could really harass all the stuff that an Empire can bring to the table with these repeater crossbows. A lot of pressure from the Cold Knights as well as the Sinesh's Harvesters, and the frontline pressure from those Sisters of Slaughter can really deal with almost anything you can bring to the table from Empire in the front line. So a lot of pressure was on Muckip the entire fight, and I think Muckip wanted to not go the route of a Marcus Wolfheart sniping build and wanted to kind of contest him with a lot of cycle charging cav, but I think he ended up having to use that cav to lock down the mighty Malekith instead. Ooh. Dov, are you still here? Can you give me a link to your stream? All right. That concludes our stream here for today, guys. With Falcon moving into the winner of our Warpstone token, he has won qualifier number 1 of the Warpstone Cup. Now again, qualifier number 2 will happen on the 10th of this coming week. I wanted it to be earlier, but I will be in San Diego from Saturday up until Monday. On Monday, I will be streaming the Empire rework. So if you want to see the Golden Order and Gelt and the whole new Mortal Empire stuff for the Empire, look forward to that around 1, 2, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm coming back from a train, so as soon as the train lands, parts in the depot, I'm going to take an Uber back home, and I'm going to boot up Total War, and we're going to play Empire together. So I can't tell you exactly what time that is. Should be about 1 or 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's like, what, I think like 10 p.m. GMT or so? Oh, God, guys. Yeah. I'm so sorry. The giveaway. I hope you didn't leave. So if you want to, join the giveaway. It's !Hunter. I'm gonna pick a winner. I'm gonna give you guys about like 2-3 minutes here. I want to keep this stream under 2 hours so YouTube doesn't screw with it. So we have about 6 minutes to do that. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Hey, the Mask of Black. Thank you very much, man. What do you think about? Ooh, nope. Did an update yet? Oh, I think that was a direct one to my my PayPal. Let me take a look at what you said, brother. Give me just a sec. Make sure you're typing uppercase Hunter while I'm checking this out to make sure you get placed into the giveaway. I will be giving away 1 Hunter in the Beast DLC key per qualifier and 2 during the grand finals. Oh, the Mask of Black said thank you. Well, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Shot me a $5 donation. I really appreciate that, man. They are fucking huge. They help you more than you think. I deserve a bonus key for reminding you. All right. So we're going to give this 3, 2, 1. What does YouTube do if vids are over 2 hours? It just takes a long time for it to process and Mada, and when that happens, it just means people can't watch it after the fact quicker. So throughout the week, if you want to see what the campaigns look like, I'm going to be putting up about a 15-20 minute overview of each campaign each day. So tomorrow will be Gorok, then Marcus, then Nakai. So that'll start Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so you can see what the hell you're getting into with the campaign and if it's right for you. All right, guys, so let's take a look here. I'm going to stop the giveaway, close giveaway. And let's pick a winner. If the winner does not respond to me in chat, then I will have to pick a new one. Let's see what happens. Who is that winner? It is Zabak Noor. Respond to me in chat, brother. You cannot pass. If he doesn't respond, I will pick a new winner, guys. Oh, there he is. So, Zabak Noor, make sure you join the Discord. So go ahead and join the Discord, brother. Message me on Discord, and I will get you your key. Thank you, Professor Pone. All those of you on the Discord, you're about to get a huge influx of people. Arthas Menethil joined? Fuck yeah. Yeah, also I need your credit card. I'm going to need your social security number and a number of other things. Okay, youtube.com, Dov Plays. Let's take a look at Dov's. Okay, so here is Dov's. Go ahead and let's raid Dov's stream, guys. I've never issued a raid, so this is very exciting for me. This is the first time. Let's go join and raid Dov's stream. Jesus. But we're going to close this out here today. I'm going to post up a quick calendar of what's coming out the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that. I will be going over the Empire rework on its own video. You can look out for that. Absolutely, Rave. Thank you very much for joining, brother. You plan on making more lore videos? Absolutely. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close the stream, guys, but thank you so much for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you on the 10th for the next step in our qualifiers, and thank you very much to our competitors for competing, and a huge congratulations to Falcon for winning. Now let's all jump on over to Dov Plays and have some goddamn fun. But as always, guys, have a good one, enjoy your weekend, and take care.